Welcome back. Passover starts April 4th this year, which means it is this Saturday. So to get ready, we are making matzah crunch on the show today.
That's right. Rabbi Batsheva Appel with Temple Emanu is here to show us how to make it and also tell us about their Seder. Rabbi, welcome back to the show.
Oh, it's delightful to be here and delightful to cook a little bit for you.
Well, we absolutely love having you. I've already tasted one of these, and it's amazing. But before we get into the cooking, really quickly, let's just talk about what Passover is.
So Passover is the celebration of the Exodus from Egypt. In the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, we are told to celebrate this Exodus from Egypt, and we do that by removing all of the chametz, those are all of the leavened products from our homes, and by eating only matzah, which is unleavened. So the way that we do the search is we actually take a feather and use a spoon to put the chametz into a paper bag that we then burn and say, okay, we've cleaned all the chametz. And then once we've done that, we bring in all of the matzah products to our kitchens and our homes. And we eat only unleavened bread. Now, leavened bread or leavened products includes things like bread or muffins or cereal or pasta or all the really lovely things that one likes to eat. And what we can do is we can think of chametz, the leavening, as also spiritual things. We can think of it as things that we want to get rid of in our lives, things that cause us to puff up, as it were. Maybe pride, maybe habits that we need to get rid of, etc. We also celebrate Passover by having what's called a Seder. A Seder means, the word Seder means order. And it means that we have a ritual meal with a series of steps, and we have a variety of ritual foods that are designed to provoke questions. And part of the Seder is asking questions. So, we hide things, we prompt the children to ask 4 questions, and we have a couple of different Seders for our community. On Saturday, April 4th at 6 p.m., we're having a Seder at Temple Emanu, and then another one at St. Andrew's Church up in the Northwest. And then on Monday, April 6th at 6 p.m., we're co-sponsoring with Humane Borders a Freedom Seder at Temple Emanu.
So we have so much to do.
Yes, we do.
And so what we're doing today, making this matzah crunch, it's something we can do at home to also celebrate.
Correct. It's a sweet that we can eat because, you get rid of all the cookies. You still want something sweet to eat.
And we start here with is this where I'm going to start with the matzah?
So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to put one layer of matzah on a sheet that's both covered with foil. And parchment paper. And while you are doing that, I'm going to combine 1 cup of brown sugar and 2 sticks of either butter or margarine.
And this is the part I'm doing, because we all know that everything I do is like a 5-year-old. This is something the kids can get involved in.
So layering the matzah, I would say, is definitely something that the children can get involved in. I would keep the children away from the caramel part that I'm doing right now.
So that'll be for the adults.
Because it's really, really hot and could be really, really not good for kids to get involved with.
There we go.
So that might mean you're not allowed to do that either.
That's not my part, yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so once you've melted the butter and the sugar together and boiled them for about 2 minutes, and you've got your matzah all in that lovely little layer, you pour the caramel very carefully over all of that. Doesn't that look delicious?
Oh my goodness.
That looks amazing.
So you would use butter or margarine depending on what you wanted to serve this with. Kosher, which means fit. There are a number of rules that get a little bit more complicated with Passover. Passover's all about no leavening, but you know, we separate milk and meat, so it depends on what it is that you're eating. This now goes into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes at about 350 degrees. And when you pull it out of the oven, it looks a lot like that.
Okay, so this is the out of the oven, and this is where we can get kind of creative.
Very, very creative.
Yes.
You can leave it plain like this. You can sprinkle just some nuts on it. You can sprinkle some
I'll let you do the sprinkling.
I was
chocolate
hoping
chips.
you were going to hand me some chocolate. So I like that because, you know, some people do want maybe a more plain version, and then others like me need the chocolate.
Well, and Rabbi, we have cranberries, we have raisins.
blueberries.
Oh, this is blueberries.
So what you do is you wait a couple minutes for the chocolate to get all melty.
Yep.
And then you spread it out, and then you can spread on cranberries, blueberries. I've got pecans. I've got almonds.
This
and
is beautiful.
you let it set up a little bit, and then
it
you
looks like that?
break it up while it's still a little bit warm. And we have the finished product over there. There's a cranberry pecan version with milk chocolate, and then a blueberry almond version with dark chocolate, and you can go to town with your embellishments.
This
It
is
can be
amazing.
white chocolate, etc.
I love that. Rabbi, thank you so much for coming and making this and telling us more about the Seder. And as we mentioned, Passover starts on April 4th, and the Freedom Seder will take place on April 6th. And for more information, you can call 327-4501 or log on to templeemmanueltucson.org.